Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of the Imperial Holonet, and maybe even a de facto episode of Shooting the Skype, since it's just me and Cole again. Um, this is a special episode today. Because, folks, the new Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer came out. That's right, folks. We got us a trailer. We got us monsters. We got us Vanitas. We got us Marluxia. We got us a song. We got us
A new world.
a whole new world. We got NPCs in that world. I saw a picture of it. There's people called freaking people walking around like it's the city.
Yep.
Imagine that. I thought Kingdom Hearts were barren and plague hit. Um, oh man, I have not been hyped for Kingdom Hearts like this in a long time. This is
Yeah,
great.
same here. We should probably start off by saying Joel and I have talked about Kingdom Hearts 3 to some degree in the past, especially in regards to the other games. What Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to do for these games, what these games are going to do for Kingdom Hearts 3,
And
what
beyond.
beyond what are we to expect? Because honestly, up until now, we haven't gotten a lot. Until D23 last year, we knew something was coming, and we finally heard 2018 was going to be the release year. And now they're really pushing for that, Joel. They are really pushing for 2018 to be the release year.
My guess is like December 2018.
Probably
The only
November,
chance of
December.
so the only chance of then like pushing it back is like January maybe. So it could
Yeah,
technically be 2019, but as far as I'm concerned, it seems like it's coming now.
yeah. For any of you want, and before any of you start asking, going anywhere and asking when the release date is going to be, don't worry. If my guess is to be correct, Joel, I would imagine E3 is going to be when we're going to get a release window.
Probably, hopefully. Though this
Because I don't know where else they could announce it and it take off like it would at E3, and that seems to be the most logical conclusion.
what if there's another Disney thing I'm not aware of. Um,
When is the E23 regular?
I don't know.
If there is even one this year.
I don't know. I don't know much about the D23 stuff. I'm more Comic Con, and even then, Disney kind of just putting everything in house.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh man, Cole. So I guess my overall thoughts of these two trailers is, I'll just say this: story could suck. I wouldn't care anymore. I don't think. I think it's gone past the point where I don't care. There's just so much. I hate using the phrase heart and feels like this because I don't like using those kinds of terms because I don't know how you measure heart. That's like the most subjective thing ever. Uh, um, it just annoys me. It just kind of it's one of those things I
Yeah.
don't like it. But for me right now, it's like yeah, I can feel the heart. I can feel the pure innocence of this game.
Especially in regards to what Nomura has put out in the past.
I don't want to say
This
it's
feels
come
this
back to
feels
form, but
I wouldn't say this is a more return to roots before it's a come back to form. I can see the roots there, and they're forming something really unique. Someone said it best, Joel. I don't quote me on who said this, but they said, I think Nomura might have even been the one who said this, where this is almost a culmination of all the Kingdom Hearts games up until now.
well, it
So
should
re-
be.
so regardless of what we think the story could be, what it's going to be, the story has a lot cut out for it. We all know that. Joel and I can't sit here and tell you the story is going to be the simplest, most complex thing ever, because that's the thing it has going against it right now. As much as we might like certain things about it, it's got some issues that we can't ignore. But I have to agree with you there, with what you've been saying, Joel. At this point, I think this game is going to be an experience no matter what way you slice it.
Well, let's get into the song then, because I was watching a video and he was doing a big analysis on the song, and we might talk about this later in an actual episode shooting the Skype. Um, he was going on like I have the let me pull up the lyrics here for a second. Where are the lyrics to this dang song?
To be fair, we have not gotten the official lyrics, and this is only the part of the song. We haven't
Here we
heard the
go.
full song.
The first verse is, "How do I live in a kingdom of thieves?" And let's see, blah blah blah. basically, we're like, let's see. So you how do I live in a kingdom of thieves and people who say things they don't really mean, really mean. You only ever live I ever dreamed, ever dreamed of. You must be kidding me. Do you really think I could say no? I want you for a lifetime. So if you're gonna think twice, baby, I don't want to know, baby. I don't even want to know. Everything is just right. But if you're gonna think twice, baby, I don't want to know, baby. I don't want to know. So a lot of this song to me, and just the title, "Don't Think Twice," he was going on about it's a tactical decision by the trailer and probably the higher ups or somebody that they're telling us in a certain sense, not in a condescending way, but more in just a calming way. Don't think about it. All the story convolutions, all the deep lore that we've had to go through for the last 13 years or so,
15 actually.
15 such years. Don't think about it. Just, just stop. Just don't think twice.
I should also like to mention the Japanese version of this song is called Oath.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a very curious choice to pair that with Don't Think Twice and Oath. Almost as if it's Nomura saying, Don't overthink this. Just trust that I will give you something to experience. Because that's ultimately what a game should be, Joel, is an experience.
Indeed. And it's saying this is it's he was going on the guy he was going on about this game is saying it's going to be everything you ever wanted, even though that's kind of nothing's ever 100%, but it's
Yeah.
like it's going to be the experience you've always wanted and we have been promising you for the last 15 so years.
And we finally have the technology and the lore to be able to give it to you.
Even if the lore is
We're
convoluted as heck.
But we have the time where Nomura can really push his boundaries a bit now. He can really go into so much vivid detail because so I was watching these trailers and just awestruck by the beautiful imagery I was seeing, the colors, the
Like when I'm
people.
writing my Kingdom Hearts fanfic in a lot of ways, this is what I'm seeing in the Kingdom Hearts universe. I'm not
Yeah,
seeing like I'm forgiving of one because one is it's 2001,
yeah.
it's an old game, and they put some NPCs, and the level design is fine enough where I can buy the fact we don't see a lot of people.
Two
Um,
is two is fine in that regard too because you do see some people walking around, and it
not a
does have
lot.
some.
It I have problems with
But
two.
it does have some color to it. Birth by Sleep is where you start getting into the territory of okay, these start feeling a bit too hollow.
I feel like
Like
movie sets.
yes, Birth by Sleep has that problem to a T where a lot of it feels very much like it's a movie set. Like Joel says, it feels very hollow in a lot of ways.
You've
And
got
then
distance too, I think.
Dream Drop Distance, 358 over 2 days, Recoded, all those games.
Oh yeah, these feel like worlds that are lived in and alive. And when I'm writing my, I always hate news, but me, when I write my Kingdom Hearts fan fiction, or when people are writing their fan fiction, I'm sure this is what they're seeing. They're seeing worlds that are alive and bristling with life, not just heartless running around and your party members, but people and the creatures that live there.
Yeah. This is very interesting because it feels like this is the most passionate Nomura has come across in a long time.
I don't know about other stuff apart from Kingdom Hearts, so I'll just go with you on that. I can't. I'm not good with judging passion too much, to be quite.
But just based on this is pretty impressive stuff. I mean, Joel, you and I can sit here and critique the man for all he has done in the past 15 years of his career, but you can't ignore the strides he's made here. A lot of stuff that just wouldn't have been possible back in 2001.
Oh,
A lot of
definitely.
stuff that we couldn't even think about being in a Kingdom Hearts game up until now.
I'm gonna make this weird comparison, and this is not an insult by any means. If Kingdom Hearts One was Nomura's A New Hope, this is his Revenge of the Sith. And now I know that's kind of a panicky thing, but you gotta understand that Revenge of the Sith was the one George wanted to make. This was the one where like, yes, this is gonna be it. This is the one. This is the one I've had in my head for so long, and I've just been trying to get here.
Yeah.
Um, which is why Revenge of the Sith is the best prequel.
Yeah.
'Cause this is the one George had the most passion for, probably. And this could be. I mean, I'm not. It's not Revenge. Kingdom Hearts 3 is not Revenge of the Sith in the sense it's gonna be like this dark one where it's like it's a miserable ending. Um, but this is the one I feel the more probably has wanted to get to for a long time.
This feels like something he has truly wanted to give us for many years. And I should also like to point out, Joel, that Nomura has also been quoted. I don't exactly know what this means. I told this to you on Facebook not too long ago. Apparently, Nomura said something along the lines of the last stage, the final world of Kingdom Hearts, is going to be something that is going to hold things that he's wanted to do ever since he's been on Final Fantasy. Which, if you don't know how long that is, that was back in the 1990s, early 1990s.
Oy.
And he even has gone so far as, and people have gone so far as to say, in this world you will be able to do anything and everything, whatever that means. But this, I love. I can't even imagine what that would look like, considering all the stuff we've seen up until now.
Yeah. I mean, yeesh. So Cole, we've talked a lot about Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that. And so forth. And you said to me a while back, I don't remember how we were got like what could kill Kingdom Hearts and stuff. I don't remember how we got into the conversation.
Yeah.
After seeing this, I think Kingdom Hearts could be could be for now before the people start realizing we get all nitpicky about the story. Could be in a lot healthier position right now than it has been in a while. I don't know. Maybe I'm over. Maybe my hype will die down and I'll see some of the cracks, but I don't know. That's my take. That's my raw initial reaction right now.
We know there's going to be at least 6 worlds. We know that much. And Nomura has gone so far as to say it probably. Are you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here. Just a little gravelly.
Sorry, but he said it's not going to be a game with probably only 9 worlds. There will probably be more.
Right. One of them.
So.
Right.
And if what we're seeing with the Tangled world, the Monsters Inc. world, the Olympus world, if all we're seeing about this game is as fleshed out as the worlds seem to be, then I think we're in really good standing right here.
I mean, I'll take quality over quantity. One of my biggest problems with Kingdom Hearts 2 is the too many worlds.
Yeah.
Quite honestly. One had the perfect amount, I think. But I think. What do you think, Cole? You think Kingdom Hearts maybe now might be in a healthier place than it has been in a while because of this?
It's certainly generating a lot of positivity, more than I've seen most people give it in a long time.
And to be fair, that could be all gone when the weird storytelling comes. But I don't know. People still love 2 to death, so.
And to be fair, Joel,
mm-hmm.
even with the story stuff we got in these trailers, it seems pretty lighthearted considering what we've gotten in the past.
That's true. I guess Kingdom Hearts has taken a bit of a dark turn. Which is strange, because I actually have complained a lot of the times I feel like it hasn't. Maybe, no, I think I got it. I think Birth by Sleep, and it's more taking an anime path, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very cliche anime.
At least it can at times. There are times where it starts dipping into the, and I'll agree with you 100%, Joel. There are times where it gets to the typical shonen genre and it starts borrowing from it a bit too much, almost to the case of where this is just exactly what anybody who's read anime or manga has seen before. You're not doing anything new with the genre. This is an elevation of that kind of thing, but with an innocence that I have not seen in a long time. That's what I'll say about this. It's innocent. It is incredibly innocent.
I think maybe a lot of that has to do with the fact we're going to Pixar worlds now.
Yeah.
We're finally breaking that barrier. It's like we can, maybe the other games are focused too much on the Keyblade War and look at the evil plans of Xehanort and what he's up to. This trailer and the trailer beforehand. It's more like, look, it's Toy Story, and look, it's Mike Wazowski, and Sully. Yay! Monsters Inc. Buzz Lightyear to the rescue! Yay! All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And Tangled, even though we haven't seen any of the characters from Tangled talk yet. So.
Actually, we've seen them move, and they're in the party, Joel. Rapunzel and the guy are in the party helping you in battle.
I forget the guy's name.
Yeah, I've never seen Tangled, so
I'll look it up. And we see Ariel as a summons. Flynn.
Yeah.
Flynn Rider. But and we see Ariel as summoned. It's like, no, it's not about just. It's like, it's a superficial thing, but it's also, I think, what makes Kingdom Hearts work at the end of the day. It's like, hey, look, it's all the things you like. Look at that, yay!
Well, it's also not only that; it's real attention to detail. There's a lot more. And like I said about the visuals, there's a lot of real attention to everything around us. These levels feel cleverly designed. They feel...
Ariel summons is like the water spirit kind of a thing going on. Like, it has a very Little Mermaid-ish look. Like, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. As I was thinking of that when I saw it. I was like, under the sea, da-da, I'm thinking of Part of Your World. That was it.
It's looking very promising. It seems like this is almost these trailers are almost for the naysayers to say, we may have issues, but we're going to give you an experience that you're going to remember.
You'll come back to this game even if the story sucks.
Exactly.
Which it probably still will.
To be fair, Joel, the story could... We don't know what they're doing with the story. From what I'm hearing, this game has a humongous team behind it.
Which might be good thing. Nor needs
yes.
I mean, didn't all the Kingdom Hearts games to a certain extent have multiple writers or writing team with behind them?
Yes, but not this many people, not this much game development, not this much people on it at once. This is probably the largest team it's had in any of its development. And I could be wrong about that, but from what I'm reading, it seems like it has a pretty legit
I don't know who's in
team.
the team, like especially in the writers' room myself. That's just me. You know how I love my writing. But
I would imagine it's the people that have been there with maybe a few other people that have come on to it because the one thing I do know, Joel, if you were a couple of years ago, one of the E3s when the Big Hero 6 World was announced, apparently the writers of that movie had been asked to help out write that world.
Oh, that's true. Then that's great. Like I would have loved it if like every world could have been somewhat co-written by the original writers of the movie. Also, they have done a good job, I've always felt, getting the characters right. I've never felt like they've written a character at a character.
Yeah.
I don't think. Maybe sometimes Belle's and the princesses are a little watered down than I would like.
Well, to be fair, Joel, that's a lot of the reason with the princesses because we haven't gotten a chance to really live and breathe with them. A lot of our exposure to them is birth by sleep. A lot of that doesn't give them much to really do, a lot to really say. And then after that, our only interaction with them as a collective is with one.
Yeah, it's true. What was I thinking? Oh, no, I just realized, Cole, we've been talking about the song, but we never talked about who wrote the song. Would you like to take in for our audience?
Well, I can finally say, when I heard who this song was by, I kid you not, Joe, I almost broke down into tears.
Oh, man.
I almost broke down into tears over this. Yutada Hikaru, the original singer of Simple and Clean and Sanctuary, the longtime Kingdom Hearts theme song provider, is back and doing the theme song for this game, which immediately already pulled all the heartstrings for me in all the right ways. Which, for any of you who don't know who thought, oh, she was always going to come back. No, that wasn't always the case. Because for the longest time, because years ago, she did an interview with someone where she said she probably wouldn't come back because apparently Square Enix didn't pay her to do these songs.
Well, that's sexist, kind of, maybe. Um,
So so what? So they got her back somehow. Maybe they paid her. I don't know.
I hope they did. They better. It's kind of sexist if you don't pay them. Uh, I hope so.
And to be fair, her reputation for these games has probably grown over the years. These songs have stayed in the public conscious, at least in the fans of the minds of the Kingdom Hearts fans for the longest time.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure now she's like every gamer who's into this kind of stuff knows her name. Uh,
Yeah. So it's good to see her back. I also love the song too. At first, I had to give it a couple of lessons, but it's really,
it's a very
really
slow build up, I think.
yes.
I
But
think
once
that's kind of the point.
yes,
'Cause
there are times
oh, keep going, keep going. Sorry.
there are times when it's building up, but then she starts getting very emotional in the second half of the song, and that's where it really, really starts grabbing me.
Again, the same guy I was listening to, he was talking about it, and it's like I think that the point of the songs are like that these trailers are meant to ease you back into Kingdom Hearts because we haven't had this game wasn't gonna come. We didn't know about this game. It feels
Yeah,
like we Kingdom Hearts fans, the last thing they probably were into was 2 because like I don't know if the side games get as much. Well, not side games.
well, to your point too, Joel. The biggest issue Kingdom Hearts had going against it, even without the writing, was these all the games came out on different systems. We haven't until recently had a way of playing these games all on one system and experiencing the story. So a lot of people probably hadn't been able to play all the games leading up to that. So for a lot of people, their last interaction with it probably was 2.
Right. I shouldn't say side games. They're not side games. They're part of the main story. They're part of the lore. So I know one guy who doesn't not like that's his trigger. That's like he doesn't like it when people say side games. But yeah, that's definitely the case.
There's definitely something to be said there because, like you said, like we both said, they're just until the last few years we have not had them all in one system.
Right. Oh, where do you want to go from here, Cole? I'm kind of all over the place.
Yeah, we should probably pick a place and stick with it.
Let's talk just about the trailer. Let's start with the music one. Let's do a little play by play here.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're going to talk about first the Don't Think About It.
Don't think twice.
Don't Think Twice trailer.
The one new thing that we get from this trailer, the one thing that isn't in any of the other trailers.
We get some Monster Inc. stuff in here.
Yes, we get some Monster Inc. stuff, but the thing we finally get that was teased in art, but now we finally see it, and that's Riku and Mickey's new look.
Somebody said, I think I sent you the video where he said that Riku looks like, I don't know, Monsters Inc. is on TV, folks. Funny. That's the sign, maybe. That Riku looks like a character from another Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, he looks kind of like Noctis from Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, I do like the look though.
I do too.
Of course, he's with Mickey, his bro, the ultimate bromance.
Yep. Mickey looking good too.
I still can't get over that. Sometimes it's like Riku's like the most ultimate Final Fantasy anime looking guy, and he's best friends with Mickey Mouse. It's like, come on, that you can't help but get charmed by that.
Yes, and so the other interesting thing about this is he puts the Way to the Dawn, his Keyblade, in the ground for his other me. And Joel, the only thing Joel and I can think who that would be is Riku replica
or Data Riku.
Data Riku, a nobody Riku that we haven't known about until now, I guess.
I mean, the guy I sent you the video said, "This is Kingdom Hearts. For all we know, it could be Donald."
Yeah, or in a way, he could be talking about Sora, Joel.
Great, Sora is his other him now. Oh boy, maybe Vanitas. I have a friend who's like loves making that Vanitas Riku connection just because they have a similar looking Keyblade and they fight in a similar style.
Yeah,
but
we should also talk about the fact that your favorite character has returned.
Yeah, Vanitas is back, and he's gonna be in the Monsters Inc. world, and he's gonna take on Mike Wazowski. Yeah, you see him marching up there. He's going at it. Don't mess with Mikey.
And then we also learn, and we know that and if since we know the concept art has been confirmed or the leaked images, that means the Unversed have also returned.
Right. I want to go back to just the Riku thing for a second. I think it could be Riku replica. I don't know. I just always felt like because it's Kingdom Hearts, everyone's being brought back to life these days.
Yeah,
Maybe he's one of the 13 Darknesses.
maybe that would be interesting. I guess.
So yeah, there's that trailer. Let's go to the other one because that's where the most of the meat is.
Yeah,
The 323 Expo, and it starts with Marluxia.
yeah.
Of all people, and he's still working for the organization. But here's
And
something
I
interesting, Cole.
and I called it. I want if people go back to that video where I called that. I called that. So quote me. I called that.
But here's something interesting. He doesn't have the yellow eyes.
Yeah,
They're blue.
that's the other interesting thing. Maybe I don't know how that works. Maybe he isn't with the 13 Darknesses, though. The way he talks, it makes it pretty apparent that he probably is.
But there's no yellow eyes. That's like
May-
the symbol. I always thought the yellow eye was sort of that's the key.
Well, there may be other traits of Xehanort that may show up in another person. It may be the ears, maybe facial features, it may be something. Who knows?
Let's see. I love Sora getting all cheeky with this guy. Maybe that's another thing. I like just Sora's attitude right here.
Yeah, where he's like, you know this guy? And they're like, nah.
No. It's like organizations recycling old ideas.
Yeah.
And you call him a has-been. I love
Yeah.
Goofy's like attack look. Those like got gorilla arms right there.
Yeah. To be fair, it was pretty obvious Marluxia was going to come back with his somebody's inclusion and Union Cross. Nobody's apparently having scythes very much similar to his signature scythe. I mean, it wasn't that surprising. We knew he would probably come back at some point. It was just a matter of when and how.
Right. So then we get a shot of Toy Story. Woody, Buzz, the gang. I hope all the voices that are still alive come back because now that we've lost Don Rickles.
I imagine. Oh, that's right. Don Rickles isn't here. Oh, that sucks.
I didn't see Mr. Potato Head, so
Yeah, I imagine we'll get Tim Allen back. Tim Allen is a pretty cool guy. I imagine he'll do this.
pay the money. So not much to say there, but then we get the big one, Cole. We get the big one. Monsters, Inc. Now, to be fair, we've already talked about this a little bit, but Monsters, Inc. Hallelujah.
Yep.
Oh,
which
man.
also means, going off of that, the other leaked information that was put out there not too long ago, along with all those leaked photos, along with that, it's pretty obvious. One thing we're probably definitely going to get, Radiant Garden is probably definitely coming back. And then, of course, the obvious world that Joel and I have guessed about from day one being a part is Frozen. We know that's going to be in there.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't care. It's like, put Frozen in here. We're getting Monsters, Inc. We're getting Toy Story. We're getting Tangled. I'm happy.
We should also, we haven't talked about this yet, Joel. We should also talk about just the look and the gameplay of the game.
Oh, it's all beautiful.
I still can't wrap my head around how exactly it all works. I imagine another thing, Joel. Also, I'm gonna quote me here, people. Mark this down on your date, so if I do make this right, y'all can quote me.
We got Sora swimming. He's freaking swimming.
Yes, finally get swimming back, but
no, not the Atlantica type swimming. Just you go into a river and you gotta.
Yeah, I imagine, Joel. I imagine two things at E3. We're gonna get a release date, and two, we'll get a playable demo. I imagine a playable demo is coming.
Oh, I hope so.
Because oddly enough, Joel, that's the one thing out of all of these showcases, no one has has been able to get their hands on this game and actually see how it feels and plays.
That could be a little worrying. Um, maybe.
To be fair, though, it looks like it's pretty consistent for the most part. They're just the other interesting thing about this is there seems to be very many different ways of playing this game. There seems to be a lot of different ways to go in there, to play through it, to fight, and all of that.
Also, Dream Eaters. We get Dream Eaters back. I
Yes,
love level design here.
yes. Level design is extraordinary, and that's what I've been saying, Joel. There's some real passion being put into this, passion that we haven't seen in this game in a while.
Probably not since 2. Even then, I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Well, I'm sure there was passion in 2.
Now I'd say there's passion in two, just something that gets a little misguided, and lets the final product be lacking in several areas.
Yeah. Oh, I wish the.
But it's, huh?
I remember watching some of the trailers for Kingdom Hearts 2. I didn't watch them today, but I was just thinking back to them. Compared to 2, I like the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers compared to 2.
Yeah. And even the ones, and I remember back to the Chain of Memories trailers, and just how the trailers have evolved. I think that's because I think in a large part, Nomura really has had to change the way he's played this game, Joel. And to be quite honest, I think he learned it pretty hard after Final Fantasy 15 and his treatment of that game. So, for any of you who don't know, Tetsuya Nomura was originally the director of 15. He was the main character designer. He was the director, and then he got taken off the project and replaced with Hajime Tabata. So,
Was that a good thing or a bad thing?
and in the end, it ended up being a really good thing.
Oh, good. Well,
But
that's more on Nomura's.
but let me finish. A lot of his treatment of that game was very standoffish. It was almost because a lot of that game changed and morphed at a lot of different times. So you would never expect to see the same thing in that game like a year later or 3 years later or 5 years later even when you saw this game again. He treated it with such a standoffish attitude that that I can tell you this, Joel. If he continued to be the director, he probably could have almost killed that game.
Ooh. Okay. Well,
And here, it's almost as if he's learned his lesson in a lot of ways. The way he's structured these trailers, the way he's giving us information, he's realizing how to play with the audience, but also pull them in. He's like, "Come over here a little bit. I got some stuff to show you.
Well,
Stuff I think
creepy.
you're gonna like."
Nomura in the ice cream truck. Oh, goody. Sorry. Oh man. Bad humor.
But you get what I'm saying, all right?
Yeah, and it goes back to that thing we were talking about the innocence. Because I was thinking of Kingdom Hearts 2 a little bit. Trailer. Just I don't know which one. You know, like a bunch of them. You sort of like you see Organization 13. You see the Battle of 1,000 Heartless. It's all epic and Lord of the Ringsy and stuff like that.
I think the best way to describe 3, Joel, it feels grand.
No, that's actually the opposite. You know, but in a good way. It feels cartoony, but I like it.
It feels cartoonish, but in a grand way. The scale is so on point, but you're in a world just dashing at a particular place. It's so precise, but the scale is major. It manages to be cartoony in a really interesting way, in a way I haven't seen another game be like before.
Like with Sora playing around with the teacups and his keyblade turning into a hammer, you know. But it's not like an epic slice-like hammer that's jagged. It's like, no, it's a Looney Tunes hammer. It's like, da-da-da-da.
And
Stinker.
And let us talk about something that you said in the Last Jedi review, Joel. You said at the end of the Last Jedi review, what Last Jedi ultimately serves for its main purpose is for the little kids that see that movie, and it becomes their franchise. It becomes their new Star Wars.
Yeah, like the little girl I saw at the mall dressed as Rey.
Yep, this game has to do that for a new audience. This game has to be the one to pull new people in.
I don't.
It's got to
strange because it's the third one based building up of a bunch of other things.
Yes, but it has to it has to get the old people back, but it also has to create an experience for new people to enjoy. It ultimately is an evolution of Kingdom Hearts in the long run.
This is going to be a weird statement then for me to make because I feel like Kingdom Hearts 2 might have placated a lot to its older base a little too much.
Yes, I
Which is
agree.
strange because I've always complained Kingdom Hearts 2 isn't dark enough. Um, because you know how much I love the first one, just how dark it is. And, I'm not talking about like a dark in the sense of
The thing with two that I think we're trying to say, it tries to play to both a bit too much without ever landing itself on either one.
feels kind of bland. Um, and well, maybe it's not dark. It just never had stakes. That game never had stakes.
Yeah.
Or well, it tried to have stakes, but then it said it had stakes, but never felt like it had stakes. One had stakes. One felt like it always had stakes. I don't know if this will have stakes too, because it seems like a little like two in terms of let's just go to a bunch of places. Um, but here it feels more like, you know what, we're gonna do that, but we're gonna do it just for the kiddies. We're gonna show you like here, kids. It's Mike Wazowski, it's Sully, it's all your pals, all your Disney pals, and you get to be this other kid. Sora is your self-insert in a lot of ways for the
Yes.
audience, and it's sort of like, hey, you always wanted to know what it's like to hang out with Sully and Buzz and Woody and Rapunzel and Hades and Hercules. Well, here you go.
Yep.
And that's what the first game always did so well. Like, hey, you want to hang out with Aladdin? Here you go. You want to hang out with Tarzan and do some cool stuff? Well, we can do that.
This game ultimately serves, and I think the way this is, I think eventually the way the stakes end up becoming, Joel, is I think what this game has to do is similar to what Birth by Sleep did, where it eventually has to tie everything together to make it to the final battle. Everything that happens in this game has to go toward that final battle. We have to be building towards that.
I hope they are. And I think they are to a certain extent.
Yeah,
And I think I'm sorry. I'm so enamored with the environments here.
I am too.
It's like I feel the same now. Cole, how I feel with the solo trailers. Like it's not about the story. It's just the environments in the world.
Yeah.
'Cause I talked about the solo trailer and I said I'm more just enamored by just the world around us and sort of like this is what I get from Kingdom Hearts 2. Um. Oh, and we saw the Disney ride mechanic.
They're finally getting back and showing us that again after being vacant for quite a while.
And I love some of the moves we're just seeing, like
Yes.
Rapunzel swinging around a tree with her hair, and Flynn on a barrel for some reason. Again, it's very cartoony, but it works.
Yes. It's using its style in a new way. And oddly enough, Joel, it feels like this is what it's always been building towards.
I hope so. And I do want stakes. Like that's one of the things I complained about a lot. Although that first real teaser trailer, remember the earliest one in Twilight Town where we saw the new Heartless mechanic and look and stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of hope like that kind of brings the Heartless back as sort of like a threat again.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna make another statement, Joel, and this is just based on the theme trailer where we see Riku. If I had to take a guess,
Riku dies.
no,
Oh.
I would guess that Riku will be playable, but it will be him and Mickey in the Dark Realm.
Okay, I want Kyrie to be playable. I want Kyrie to do his thing.
The reason I say that, and Kyrie may very well be playable. We don't know. And as far as we know, she has a new look too, Joel. So we don't know. We haven't seen her yet. We don't know what they're going to do with her just yet. But the reason I say that because if we've seen them in the Dark Realm already, so and if you want the Heartless to be scary again, the Dark Realm is the perfect place to do that because Joel. When I saw the secret episode of Birth by Sleep where it's Aqua fighting all the Heartless in the realm of darkness,
Is that the 2.01 or the old one with the old graphics?
the old one with the old graphics,
Okay.
but even in the 2.0.2, they have real presence and a really spooky presence at that.
Okay, I get. Oh wait, these are in verse. Sorry, I was watching. I was looking at the. I think. I think what I've always liked. I know, and I'm just making this a critique of two. I think what I've always liked about the Heartless in 1 over 2 is that we start them off in the. It's technically in the heart, but in that sort of angelic place where they're like the demons that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And then you get more into the cartoony stuff when you go to the other worlds, because I think they're trying to. I think the idea is that they're trying to more inhabit those areas, blend in,
Yeah.
although not very
Yep.
well. So, in that sense, I'm okay with them looking kind of cartoony in the Disney worlds, but I want there to be areas where they're threatening again. Like they're
And
supposed to.
like I said, I think in the Dark Realm, Joel, I think you're going to get exactly that.
I guess that's like the first. I wouldn't mind if that was like the first mission. Then it kind of remind you, hey, these guys are supposed to be scary. Um,
Yeah, because Joel, when I saw that secret episode in the Dark Realm, I thought to myself, "Oh yeah, these Heartless are supposed to be. They're supposed to be scary, or at least they can be." Especially with that Heartless boss in the Birth by Sleep secret episode, where you see that fans always dubbed it Red Eye because it was in the darkness with those dark red eyes, and it just charges at Aqua, just trying to maul her.
yeah, definitely. Still haven't seen a lot of nobodies. Well, in terms of like Dusk and what have you.
I imagine we're gonna see. I don't. I imagine the Heartless are going to be the main threat with the Unversed.
I like
And
the way they look.
nobody's.
I like the way the Heartless are spawning. By the
Yes.
way, they seem very horde like here.
Yes.
And a lot of I'm gonna make this another bold statement, Cole. I think in a lot of ways, maybe in Nomura's head, this is what Kingdom Hearts was always supposed to be.
Yes.
Like if Kingdom Hearts was a real place or like a place with a budget, or what people when he writes this in his head, this is what the world to him always looked like.
Yes. I agree.
This vibrant, live looking place instead of sometimes movie sets.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways we had the same mindset there. Okay, let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about like the last big story thing, because a lot of it's just gameplay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that Vanitas scene. So it's Vanitas confronts Sora. He has and he's talking about Ventus. Apparently, Sora knows who Vanitas is already by this point.
Which is strange in a way because I never.
To be fair, this could be their second encounter.
It could be.
And I like how Vanitas is like clothing in. He's like almost about to touch Sora's face. It's kind of creepy. And then Sora just kind of, smacks
Brushes
him.
and tries to brush him off. I should also like to mention, Joel, I like the thematic implications of Sora being in a monster form when Vanitas touches him.
That is kind of cool. I wonder if that was intentional. I can never tell with Kingdom Hearts sometimes.
I can't tell, but nevertheless, it's a really nice added touch, and it seems like a really, really good way to start their encounter off.
If that's their first meeting, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hey, it's like the Hunchback song. What makes the monster and what makes the man?
Yep.
Who is the monster? Who's the man here? And we all know who's who.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, just a quick gameplay thing. Sora, what are you doing tossing Mike around like a bowling ball? I don't think he appreciates that. Well, actually, no. Yeah. Like, actually, if Vanitas' first encounter is in Monster World, that kind of does have a nice thematic thing to go with for it, because Vanitas is a monster, and yet Sora is friends with the actual living monsters.
Yep.
Who are nice and trying to protect the human.
It's also interesting that when Sora meets Xemnas and Ansem again for the first time since Dream Drop Distance, he meets them at Twilight Town, where a lot of the events surrounding their encounter, especially with Roxas, really comes from. And there's a lot of really interesting placements here. I think a lot of these are intentional in the way we're seeing them.
Oh my gosh! Somebody, the guy I sent you, Tom64, he made a joke about this. He's like, how does Master Xehanort organize this? Like, Venus, go to Monster World because you're scary. Young me, go to Toyland because you're young. Marluxia, go to Rapunzel's World because you're pretty.
I also like the thematic implications of young Xehanort being in the toy world, where he kind of sees everything else as pawns around him.
Oh my gosh, Cole, maybe this is all intentional. Maybe they're finally putting a little more thought into these worlds.
I think they have to be. I think what Joel and I are ultimately trying to get at with this video, they are really trying to get us to have an opinion about Kingdom Hearts, a more concise opinion about it, a more loving opinion of it than maybe some people have had. They're busting out all the chops to make this work.
Which is nice because I had a friend of mine. We've talked about Kingdom Hearts 2 and the episodic nature of those worlds, and he was talking. I talked to you about this on Facebook a couple times. How, in his mind, the worlds in Kingdom Hearts 2 were always supposed to reflect certain moral lessons,
Yes.
which I've never seen myself. Then again, that's never been my forte.
Right.
Sort of those deep moral quandaries. I've just never been into that thing kind of thinking. It's not my thing. I'm not a philosopher. But I've always never felt it never worked. Maybe they're writing it better where I can see it more, or
Yeah.
I
Or at
don't know
least
about
they're
two.
placing it. At least they're placing it better with characters that we have notions about, with characters that we can understand why they would be here and why they would show up now. There is
Well, I
some.
mean, I've
There's.
seen people complain a bit about like, Kingdom Hearts never killed anybody. They keep bringing back and recycling, and it really.
Well, I think Joel. Regardless of what we think, I think I I can't. I don't know how the final battle in this game is going to take off. I can't for the life of me imagine what that final battle is going to look like.
Right, but I do hope and I do really like if they are putting thoughts into who the villain. Here's something strange actually. We don't see any of the Disney villains. Well, I mean, when like we don't even see the world villains. Like, where's
Yeah,
Randall? Where's Mother Gothel? Where's I mean, I guess Sid and Zurg from Toy Story.
yeah.
I don't know if Zurg's a boss or not. It's always Vanitas. It's young Master Xehanort. Is it sort of like we're gonna give up on the idea of having a Disney villain and an organization villain, and instead we're just going to use the organization villain, put them in the world that they probably best are suited for?
That might be the mindset they're going for. We may see a mix of both, Joel.
I mean,
We
we know
may see.
Maleficent and Pete are doing their thing. We
We
do
know
see
they're
Hades.
still. We see Hades. They're still. So they're still here. It's just what role they're going to play. And like I said, we can't really say that much about it right now because it's just information Joel and I don't have.
Well, actually, I could actually make a guess that Olympus Coliseum is the first world.
Oh,
On
we know that. We know it's the first world.
Because that's where Sora's going, and he's still in his two clothes.
Yes.
So my guess,
We know that's the first world because at the end of the 0.2 fragmentary passage thing in the 2.9, 2.8, 2. Whatever, that's where Sora is headed.
my my what was I talking about? Um, sorry, I lost my train of thought. My prediction is, maybe two is not two. So I'm sorry, I don't know. I brain farted here.
We were
Maybe
talking about
Olympus
yeah.
Coliseum is sort of like we're going to do the we're gonna just keep the stakes a little small. Like, oh, Maleficent and Pete, they're up to no good. Hades is gonna help them, and then from there we're gonna go to the more bigger stuff.
Yes, I imagine that's how Nomura is going to structure this.
Sorry, right? Brain fart. Fart.
I would imagine that's what we're going to get here. I imagine the more worlds we go to, the more we're going to see different. We're going to see the stakes increase a bit because that's when we're going to see Xehanort really start to mess with the strings, and things are going to get a lot harder. And Joel, I'm going to say something else too. With all the amazing stuff Sora is going to be able to do, there has got to be a lot of challenges in this game. There has to be things that are difficult. There has to be things where we see Sora struggle.
Oh, I hope so. That was always my big complaint.
There
Two.
has to be that here.
And I think there might be Cole. Especially with that Vanitas thing. He's not struggling, but it's definitely Vanitas is kind of doing the Sith thing of the dark side is your ally. I mean, maybe he's not really. I mean, he's not really doing that, but it's
Well,
kind of
at least he's getting under Sora's skin.
Sora's kind of got a freaked out look, like dangerous touch territory,
Yeah.
kiddo. I hope Vanitas takes off that mask. I just want to see Sora look at his evil twin and just.
I imagine we'll see him take off his
I'm
mask.
not fine with the mask off. I want to see the spray. I love seeing Sora just give an evil grin.
I imagine they're keeping him masked for a reason. Maybe he'll look more like Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora. That would be interesting.
Maybe he looks like Riku now. I don't know.
Maybe he looks like Ventus again. Who knows?
That'd be interesting. I hope not. I like evil Sora. That's the reason I like this character. I think.
He still is evil Sora, Joel. You get that from the trailer.
Well, no, but I want to see the face. I
want
to see the spiky hair and the grin, but twisted and demented.
And we'll get there. They're building that up, Joel. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, the only time Sora has seen Vanitas with his mask off is in the Dream Drop Distance world.
Right, do you think he even knew what was going on back there?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe that's why he knows Vanitas.
Yeah.
Maybe he asked somebody, like, hey, I saw a black-haired version of myself, Master Yin said, what was that all about? I will have one critique, Cole. The hair looks a little fake on Monster Sora, but maybe that's intentional.
I imagine that's probably the intention. And we have to remember, this is still pre-release, so it may look better at the release.
Maybe. I love the Goofy's monster look. It's so weird.
I still like the monster look of Sora. It looks really cool.
Oh, yeah, I like the cat-looking kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
I love how Boo just thinks Donald's Mike and just says, Mike Wazowski.
Yeah.
I hope they get a lot of the voices. I want John Goodman in Kingdom Hearts. Dang it. I want Roseanne's husband in Kingdom Hearts.
Well, we got the original voice actor for Tron back, Joel, so I imagine we'll get some of these voice actors back.
Maybe we'll get Billy Crystal?
Maybe.
I don't think we got Nathan Lane.
Yeah, we definitely did get Robin Williams back for Genie, so...
No, we didn't.
Yeah, I said we didn't get him back.
Okay, good. We got Jake less than that.
We got the one from Return of Jafar.
That's the voice of Homer Simpson, if you're interested.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man, Cole. Where can we go? Where should we go next? I'm running out of things. I felt like there would be so much to say, and
we've been going for almost an hour, Joel.
Yeah, that's true. We have been. I don't know. I feel like.
I think E3 is going to be. E3 is where we're going to see. Oh, yes, we have to bring this up. They have talked heavily about this, and we have to bring this up. We know the gummy ship is coming back. It was always a matter of what form it was going to take. Mm-hmm. From the way Nomura and them have described it, it's going to be more open world and explorative.
Ooh.
Which is interesting for the gummy ship because I've never understood. I still don't get what they mean by that. And they compared it very much to like Star Wars, which I'm like, that's interesting.
Heartless and TIE fighters, dun 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 dun. The gummy ship's a broken down punk of junk now.
And they're talking there's going to be even more customization than the gummy ship has ever had.
Oh joy. I've never bothered with that stuff.
That kind of stuff is actually pretty fun if you actually give it a shot, Joel. It's actually really fun.
I never know how it works. I can't figure it out for the life of me. You
have to remember I spent hours playing with the gummy ship stuff sometimes.
Wow.
Oh. So I know. Huh?
Oh no! You finish up the gummy ship. I have one more thing we could bring up.
But that's going to be very interesting to see what that stuff ends up being like, what the combat is like, what all of that is like.
Right. One more thing we should probably bring up. We talked a little about the final world and stuff, and you said to me on Facebook, Cole, you think it's Kingdom Hearts.
I think it has to be.
Do you think we'll finally get the answer? What is Kingdom Hearts?
If Nomura is smart, yes.
Something,
but this hinge. We have if the final world is Kingdom Hearts or the Keyblade Graveyard, we have to learn more about Kingdom Hearts. We may even, Joel, we may even see Xehanort succeed. We may see the other world after the light within after everyone battles within the light within Kingdom Hearts.
Well, that's a downer of an ending.
It may not be depending on how they play it.
Maybe. I don't want. I don't know. I feel like if you do that, then that means Xehanort was right, and that's some implications I don't think I want to be dealing with.
Well, it depends on what he's trying to go after, and we know that Xehanort. That's the one thing he has wanted since Birth by Sleep. He wants to see what the world after Kingdom Hearts is. That is what he's after. He has to know that. He has to know what a world beyond the battle for Kingdom Hearts is.
Maybe he'll die, and then he'll never get what he wants.
Yeah.
Oh man, these trailers! I keep watching them, Cole. It's like, it's so pretty. It's all so colorful.
Yep.
It's very colorful, actually. There's a lot of vibrant colors. I always
It's the most vibrant Kingdom Hearts has ever been.
I feel like the earlier games are starting to get a little gray.
Yeah. Well, you have to remember, Joel. Some of these games are almost 10 years old.
I mean, I don't know, but the first one's pretty colorful for its time.
Yeah. Two is colorful, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people are a little. They miss the old art style a little bit, but
Honestly, if we were going to continue getting Kingdom Hearts games, it would have had to evolve eventually. So I'm perfectly fine with it.
I wonder where you would go after 3 if 3 is supposed to be the grand culmination of everything.
Well, we know 3 is not the end. We know there's going to be more after 3. It's just a matter of I can't say what comes after 3 until we see what the final battle of 3 gives us.
Maybe a new universe.
Maybe.
Okay, I'm going to spoil Doctor Who for you a little bit. In series 5, the season pretty much ends with the Doctor. He reboots the universe because the universe is cracking or something like that. It's more interesting when you see it. I know it sounds silly, but that's kind of the Doctor Who's MO.
Gotcha.
Especially after a lot of like the entire showrunners run up, just like time has changed drastically because of the Great War, stuff like that. Actually,
Right.
no. Maybe it's more like the Time War happens. Well, either way, it's sort of like maybe Sora reboots the Kingdom Hearts universe and sort of like everything's different, yet some things are now the same. Everybody, but yet Mickey and friends remember the past universe, so now it's sort of like we get to explore it all over again and see what changed.
Yep. Maybe.
I mean, we had time travel, so let's go nuts here.
Yep.
Oh man, so you think we should start wrapping up, Cole? You can't think of anything else to say?
I think we've covered this in a pretty good amount of time.
Well, let me ask you this question then, Cole. For a little, how did you feel about Kingdom Hearts before these trailers? How do you feel about it now? Let's get your inner emotions here, Cole. Go.
Originally, before I watched these trailers, I was worried. Nomura was going to start falling into the 15 antics again. I was worried we were going to stretch this on for too long to where the hype for Kingdom Hearts 3 just died, to where we didn't get the feeling that we got from these trailers. These trailers helped me to understand I think Nomura is going to go out guns blazing. I think he's going to give us something special.
Yeah, I think he might have revived the franchise in a little bit here.
Yeah.
I think also that it doesn't matter. Like it says, don't think twice. Don't think about it. Don't think about the story. Don't think objectively for once. Just stop. It sounds weird. I sound horrible saying this. Who cares if it's convoluted? Who cares if it doesn't make sense?
If it's a good game, then I'll call it a good game. And I will enjoy it as such.
This is going to be a ride. This is going to...
It's going to be an experience.
It might just be on the superficial level of, here's all your pals, but is that necessarily a bad thing?
Yep. And guys, for any of you watching us, you have to remember, Joel has been on this for a while. I've been with Kingdom Hearts for probably close to 15 years of my life.
I've probably been that too, Cole.
I've spent a lot of time with the series. I've been with it since 1. ever since one, I have been watching this series grow, change, and become something I never knew it could. So seeing this again and it continue to change and become even more vibrant than I've ever seen, I don't want to get sappy, but it's inspiring.
It's inspiring, especially how I feel like we've been through a bit of a lull dark age for a couple of years.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe that's a little over dramatic, but those side games haven't been pushing many. Well, I mean, Birth by Sleep kind of did.
yeah. We haven't seen them push many boundaries with the last few games. Some of them have been playing it safe. Some of them have been good, but
Some of them have
just
added time
that.
travel.
Yeah,
Uh, I would say, sorry, eating. The post Game Arts 2 games has sort of been like Birth by Sleep, probably the best.
yeah.
Then maybe Days.
Then Days,
That's
then
that's kind of just a meh game though. It's a safe story. Doesn't really tell you much.
yeah.
I mean,
I still say Days is probably has the better story of the ones after it. I like Birth by Sleep better. I just think Days has a better story because it's a bit more emotional. But the problem with Days is inevitably Dream Drop Distance happens and makes a lot of it feel pointless. But that's a topic for another time.
well, Dream Drop Distance sadly. The one fallback of Kingdom Hearts 3, I guess, if we to get a little critical, we've been positive, but let's get into some negatives just for a little bit. It's sort of like we defeated all you guys, and now you're just all back.
Yeah. Well, we didn't really defeat them. They're just back in a different place.
With time travel.
Yep.
But I don't know. I just don't care about the story anymore, Cole. The story doesn't have to be good. I think I'll like it no matter what.
I think I will too.
And judging by the trailer, it still got that charm of the story. It's like
Yep.
it's like, oh look, Sora knows he's Mike Wazowski. It's like I don't know, Cole. It's a superficial thing, but it's like I like
But
it.
it gives me a happy feeling that's hard to come by in this day and age. And anytime a game can make me feel that, I can't really say much else other than that.
Yeah, if Kingdom Hearts loses that charm, then it's done.
If Kingdom Hearts gets to the day where I feel no joy playing it, I will stop playing it. Until that day comes, I will continue playing it.
Right, like the first game had the charm, the charm, and it did a really good job with the story. I think that actually that one guy's I like big thing about the first game. It's like it had a charm, it had a feel to it, and I don't think the other games until maybe now have recaptured that.
Yep.
I think this is the one that finally might recapture the charm.
Yep.
And with that, folks, that was our discussion on the Kingdom Hearts 3 D23 trailers and song trailer. Hopefully this scene comes into English soon so I can hear all the dub voices, the dubs of these characters soon, because I want to hope that Haley Joel Osment still has the chops to do this. I hope they put as much effort into the dub as they are putting into the actual voices right now. And I hope this game is good, and by the looks of things, it really might be good.
Yep.
Oh, this was the game I was getting worried too, Cole.
Yep. Also was too.
So with that, folks, until next time, keep it simple and clean, and don't think twice. See ya. Okay, we're back.
Speaking part one, part two.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Or I could just... we're back, folks. Sorry, we stopped... I guess adding people in stops the recording. Who knew? So we're just talking about Black Panther, Doc.
Nice.
So what was your... This is very off the cuff. This is not like a... This is a very off the cuff thing.
This isn't a full-on review. This is just our thoughts. So,
Yeah.
Doc, just, I guess in general, give us a best thing, worst thing for this movie.
I guess my best thing is Ulysses Claw singing "What Is Love" by Hadaway.
Yes, I said that too.
You really liked that. I love Claw.
And my worst thing is that we never got to hear his mixtape.
Yes.
Yeah. That sucked.
Snoke's mixtape is coming out this summer.
Make that a fanfic, Doc.
It's already half done.
The fanfic or the mixtape? Oh,
The mixtape.
I got you.
Did you get my joke there?
Yeah,
Half
I
done.
got
Nope.
you.
For some reason, I imagine Snoke playing a lot of old mixes of the Imperial March theme for whatever reason. I don't know why that's in my mind.
Now he's playing the Emperor's theme, mix of the Emperor's theme. Do 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 do.
Then Killmonger walks in and the beat drops, and it's all. That was so awesome, by the way. Like every time he walked in, this trappy played in the background. It was so cool.
Yes.
Oh man.
I was with this movie from start to finish. Boy, I had a great time with it.
I couldn't help but think of The Lion King when I was watching this movie. I'm gonna be quite honest. Like I kept during the ceremony, I kept respecting Forrest Whitaker to pick up Black Panther. What's the Black Panther's actual name? The name's
T'Challa.
T'Challa, and just go da 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 dee through the paths of wilding. It's a circle of life.
When did you see this movie, Doc?
I just saw it a couple hours ago, actually.
Oh, nice.
It
No,
wasn't that crowded, actually.
Yeah, oddly enough, the funny thing is I saw it last night, and when I went, there weren't a lot of people there when I went, but when I got out, the theater was packed.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask you all this. I did not stay. I assume there's a second end credit scene. I did not see the second end credit scene.
Do you want me to spoil it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Basically, we see Bucky wake up in a tent.
Huh.
Yeah, and he's getting ready for. Oh yeah, that was great. I saw the end credit scene.
Yeah, and he's surrounded by kids, and they call him White Wolf.
Really?
Yeah.
White Wolf. Is that a comic thing?
I don't know.
We're not the comic experts here. We'll talk more when we get the bigger group with Red and DPZ together, because they're more the Marvel people. I know DPZ's probably the bigger Marvel person. But yeah, Doc, you said this is probably your favorite comic book movie. I forgot what your tweet
That's
was.
one of my favorites.
Where does it rank in terms of your like MCU stuff?
MCU stuff. MCU wise, it is my favorite Marvel movie I've seen.
Nice.
Oh wow!
I know that's quite a statement, but last year I pretty much loved every one that came out last year.
Yeah.
And Civil War was my favorite for the longest time, but Black Panther surpassed even that for me. Infinity War is probably going to be awesome, no doubt about it, but it's going to be hard for it to top Black Panther.
Yeah.
For me, I didn't see every Marvel film last year, so I'm sort of missing some. So, just off the top of my head, like my favorite's like a First Avenger. It's always gonna be First Avenger. Second favorite probably Age of Ultron. Third favorite probably Winter Soldier. Maybe this is number 4, and then Iron Man 3 is number 5 for me.
I would say the same for Joel. It's really up there for me.
It's like this is probably number 4 at least. It's up
Can we
there.
all? Can we also just marvel at the fact, Marvel? Can we marvel at the fact that this is probably the most standalone film that Marvel has put out recently?
Yeah.
And the most serious.
Yeah.
Probably the less jokey in years.
Yeah, I don't think you need to have seen any other Marvel movie to understand this movie.
I agree.
We do a good job, I think, of setting the seeds of Civil War. I mean, not setting the seeds of Civil War. Building off of Civil War.
Yeah, building off of it.
Oh. Well, probably not a. Here's something I was not my favorite thing, but something I was really impressed by. I was impressed by the character of Ross, to be quite honest.
Yes, I was too.
I was expecting him to be a scummy kind of guy, just because of how he was in Civil War.
Yeah.
Like, no, he's actually like one of the crew. I wonder if he's a mainstay in the Black Panther stuff. I'm not sure.
I
in terms
wonder
of
about
comics.
that myself.
Like, I'm so curious what, because I know the basics of Black Panther. He's a king of Wakanda. Wakanda's like this African superpower. That's kind of it. I don't know like the characters, who the people are, who are like the team that Black Panther had around himself. Um, I'm just jumping. Sorry, I'm jumping over because like I'm starting to remember. Oh wait, I like that part. Like I like during the big fight scene at the end when the I'm gonna call them the gorilla people because I forget their tribal name. I'm sorry. I was about to say the white dude. I apologize. Um,
And then of course, Manate or Mbaku.
Yeah.
Mbaku.
oh
I wasn't
yeah,
expecting him to see him in this.
Yeah, a lot of people talked about that. Maybe he was or wasn't going to be in here. I'm actually glad, and I'm glad that he's in here because he
Yeah.
was really good.
And I
yeah,
was surprised he wasn't a straight up villain because he usually
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I thought he was gonna be
yeah.
the villain at the start, and then like, oh no, he's gonna be the helper. He's gonna be an ally. And
I
there was some
assume we'll get. I
Although, if
assume,
they are doing a sequel to this, he very well could still turn evil in the future.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
possible. Um,
And I have no doubt they're going to want to make a sequel to this.
Oh yeah. Haven't they already confirmed it?
They should.
Or maybe that was just a rumor. I'm not entirely sure.
was coming back in Civil War, so I mean Infinity War.
Yeah.
Too many wars.
And then we saw some of the crew from this movie in Infinity War, so that's good to see them. They'll be relevant, which is really good.
I remember when the general, the bald lady general. I'm feel so like I'm insulting everybody here. I don't remember their names.
You mean Denai Guerrera?
Yeah, her. When she was like joking about how he froze when T'Challa was talking to his sister, like, okay, I like you. You got snark. I like you.
My favorite of T'Challa's siblings was Shuri.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
She was
So
she was
petty.
yes.
I like her. She's like super genius, and I love it. I love it. It's always great to see
So
Forrest Whitaker, Saw Gerrera. Ah,
it was sad to see him get killed off, but I like what
again,
they
the
did for
second
Forrest
time I've seen
Whitaker.
Saw Gerrera in one of these things, he gets killed. For Forrest Whitaker. It is late for me. Sorry. So my brain is everywhere.
I was disappointed he never went, lies! Deceptions!
Lies, deceptions. What will you become? I
I
said.
mean, there wouldn't have been any context for it, but it
No,
would
I
have been
did say
awesome.
that to Michael B. Jordan's character when he kills him. Like, what will you become?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I like a lot of. Again, I talked about this in my favorite thing. I like a lot of the moral messaging we're getting into here
Yeah.
because it's so much like because Michael B. Jordan character he makes some good points. I think Wakanda probably should be doing more. It's sort of like that. I don't want to stick my foot in my mouth when talking about political stuff. It's sort of like that sort of solid international solidarity with the oppressed.
Yeah.
Black solidarity too. I have no place to really talk about this stuff because I'm not
I
black.
also, going off of what Joel said, I like the scene where T'Challa is talking to his father, Spirit T'Chaka, and T'Chaka basically says it was a lie I tried to upkeep, and then T'Challa just screams out and saying, "You are wrong, and this is a wrong I have to right." I loved that the movie came down on that. I'm just like, yeah, you got me behind you, Black Panther.
Um, anything you noticed, Doc? Anything big you want to add to that?
Yeah, I really liked the way T'Challa just straight up says, "You guys are wrong. You're all wrong about
Yes.
this." Like, it. I was expecting him to just be like, "We have to let the past die. Kill it if we have to."
In a way, that's kind
Because
of
that's
Michael B.
literally
Jordan's
what happened.
character.
Yeah, kind of. And I think T'Challa is kind of like the midway point between the two. I think,
Yes.
like, he does compromise. Like, he does recognize that Killmonger has a point, but he's not willing to just ship weapons all over the world willy nilly like he was going to.
Indeed.
Indeed, that's the point. Like, I get why Michael B. Jordan's character is doing this. Like, yeah, the African American communities around the world are always getting the short end of the stick. You know, they're kind of always been
Did
conquered.
anyone else? Did anyone else get the feels at the end when T'Challa was standing in that basketball court and the kid walks up to him and says, "Is that yours?" And T'Challa just kind of nods, and then the kid goes, "Who are you?" I just
Yeah,
I felt that so hard in the theater. I'm like,
that was
yeah,
fantastic. Yeah,
Kind of pulling a Bruce Wayne by buying all this stuff. Like, when Bruce Wayne buys the companies and kind of helps the people, poverty and stuff. That's a
yeah,
comic thing. I like that. I like it. The mid credit scene where he's at the UN.
yeah.
Um, it makes you wonder where. I'm curious to see what the repercussions of this film are. To be quite honest, what the long term effects.
I think it's gonna be really influential from this point on, not just for comic book movies, but for just blockbusters in general, probably.
I
I
hope
agree.
so because even though I missed this when because I thought about this after I saw your Star Wars hiring discussion, and I said this on the first episode. Did you watch the first episode, Doc, by any chance? 'Cause
Of what?
shooting the Skype.
Yeah, I've heard bits of it.
Well, anyway, I was talking about the hiring thing, and I was saying that I hope that Black Panther serves as like a incentive for Lucasfilm and other companies to try and do this stuff, especially if it's going to make money. At the end of the day, I was like, that's the big thing that's going to make it be incentive to start hiring more women and people of color, money. Because I went to a whole spiel about businesses. It's not moral. It's all about the money. Sadly, and if execs are like, hey, look at this Black Panther thing, it's making money. Then
Doc,
maybe this.
Doc, answer me this real quick. I heard a rumor that there's there's a rumor going around that Disney may have hired Ryan Coogler for a Star Wars film.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but
I mean, I wouldn't be against that. Obviously, I think that'd be fantastic, but I don't know. But on the other hand, I think I brought this up during our discussion. I do think Lucasfilm was getting a little too ahead of themselves in terms of planning out movies they don't know what are going to be about yet, instead of focusing on what they're doing now. I mean, I would love to see Ryan Coogler direct a Star Wars movie in the future, definitely.
yeah.
But I also think they need to focus on the here and now more than anything.
But yeah, we talked about Black Panther. We're going back to Star Wars. There was some Star Wars in this film too, a little bit. It was done with a bunch of genres. It was spy, it was action, it was war, it was politics. I love the politics, by the way.
Yeah.
I like seeing all the tribal elders, and I like that guy with the big mouth ring. That guy looks cool. I want to know his story. And the elderly woman in the council. She was cool. I don't know. I like little things like that. They just interest me.
Also, I was really glad to see David Kaluuya in this movie. He was really good.
Yeah. A very different role from his role in Get Out.
Yes, very different.
I hope this jumpstarts Michael B. Jordan's career. By the way, again.
Well, I mean, he's always had a good career, but
I mean, Ben Forstick didn't kill his career, and then he had Creed, and Creed really, if anything really jump-started his career, Creed was probably the thing that really got him in the public eye.
And
before that, he did Fruitvale Station.
That too.
That's good to hear. I wish I knew more about Black Panther outside of this movie and Civil War, to be quite honest.
It makes me want to go and read some of the comics.
I'm definitely curious, because I've only seen him in a few other things outside this movie. I just like the Black Panther. I like
T'Challa.
Chinchalla. I'm sorry.
T'Challa.
T'Challa. Did I say
With
it
a
right?
T. Sure.
T'Challa.
Joel.
I'm sorry. It's hard sometimes, these names. T'Challa. Because, I just like the way he talks. It's very soothing, and yet there's some snark to it as well, but also stoicism.
But he's also able to have fun, as shown when he's around his siblings. There's some fun to him.
Definitely, I mean...
He's definitely human, which is good.
I love seeing Wakanda, by the way. Just, this is utopia city. Like, can I move to Wakanda? I'll be the whitest Wakandan ever, but I worship. I'll bow to the king. I'll get my. I'll have my Wakanda citizenship. Thank you. Because Wakanda just looks cool. I'll take care of the rhinos. Those rhinos look awesome. Big old honking rhinos. I love just seeing all the tech and stuff. It's like, you know what it reminded me of, Cole, a little bit?
What?
It reminded me of the capital from Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah, it did kind of actually.
Doc has no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, I assume it's a big castle-looking thing.
Oh yeah, it's a future city. But yeah, I'm strange we don't have much to say about this film than I thought. I thought we would have more to say. I thought we would spend.
I think part of it too is I need to watch this film again to get to really see things on a more analytical level. Because the thing is, when I saw this movie last time, I was so lost in this world and just everything it threw at me that I was just enjoying myself. I didn't really think about every nook and cranny of it. I was just enjoying the world itself. This world Wakanda feels lived in. It feels complex in a lot of ways. Yes, feels real.
Like, yeah, I think that's actually what something was Movie Bob was talking about when he was talking about this movie and compared to Star Wars, because Star Wars has that very still lived in world, and Wakanda does as well. The Wakandan expanded universe. Also, Doc, I apologize again for not telling you we were recording. I probably should have stated that.
I know.
Sorry. My apologies. But it's still a very laid back thing anyway. But yeah.
I also loved Killmonger's whole backstory, and well, what he's doing is wrong. It's this at the same time you hear the stuff that he's saying, and it's like, you're going about this the wrong way, but you've got a lot of good points.
Yeah.
Like you can't help but agree with him on a lot of the stuff he's saying, even though he's going about it the wrong way.
I know.
I said this before you came in, Doc. I love the ending scene with him. I loved the scene where he's seeing the sunset with T'Challa.
Yeah, because T'Challa finally allows him to see Wakanda how his dad always wanted him to see it.
Yeah.
Just as this beautiful place.
Yeah. I was surprised that one guy who was married to the general betrayed him, Black Panther. T'Challa. I don't know.
Wabaki? Wakabi?
Yeah, I'm gonna take. It's gonna take a while for me to remember all these names.
Well, he wanted Claw dead, and when he didn't kill him, and Killmonger did, he kind of saw that as, that kind of signaled to him that Killmonger might be a more capable leader than him.
Yeah. Still. Oh yeah. I'm still not happy Claw's dead. He was so much fun. And the circus keep getting these fun villains that keep getting killed off. We're Snoke know this.
Yeah, we keep. Let me ask you this, Doc. Are we getting to territory where we're killing off more villains than we need to be with these films?
I don't think so. I think Claw and Killmonger's deaths were pretty earned.
Yeah.
And plus, I don't think it would have been in Killmonger's character to allow himself to be imprisoned.
Yeah.
Especially given his final few lines to T'Challa about how it's better to be dead than bonded. Yeah. I thought that was a great way to end his character there.
Maybe that's just this thing with the Marvel Cinematic Universe and how it's structured, and it can't be like the comics where it's like, now Killmonger's back for the 6th time, and he has this new evil scheme. I don't know what Killmonger does.
Vulture, Zemo, and Surtur are all still alive. So
that's true, and we know Scorpion's a thing. So
yeah,
right. I wonder what to do with Zemo if he ever gets out again, because he's not Zemo from the comics. He's not Sockface.
Well, he may become Sockface eventually. We don't know that. Someone in the comments somewhere said the living aren't done with you until you get a sock on your face.
That is true. But that's just something. Do you think that this film will affect superhero? Like, is this the new standard for superhero movie? Like, do you think this is a Dark Knight scenario? Like, we're back in '08 again, we've hit the next level?
Yeah, I think in terms of what it does for comic book movies, I think it is on par with like Logan in that regard, if not even higher than that, in terms of just how culturally significant it is.
Yes.
I felt weird that I didn't feel as emotional as I did for Logan. I'm a little nervous as to why. I mean, I think I kind of.
Well, to be fair, Joel, Logan and Black Panther are very different movies. We're talking more of the cultural perspective.
That is true. That is true. But it was a fun movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I really did enjoy it, and I would want to see it again. I loved it. I love the soundtrack. That's another one of my best things. I just love the soundtrack. Just
Kendrick Lamar's song was great, by the way.
that, and just all the Afrikaan stuff.
Have you listened to the album?
I'm going to probably purchase it this weekend and give it a full listen.
Yeah, I listened to it on the way to the movie and back from the theater while I was driving, and it's a great album.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to take a look and listen to it eventually. I like listening to music after I see the movie. I like being surprised.
Yeah.
Because sometimes music can be spoilery. Look at you, Star Wars. But
Well, that was just the title.
I know, but still, I know. But yeah, I love it. Cause I love it when I love that kind of just African kind of feel to it. Like I can remember there's a movie about South Africa. I just like hearing those kind of music being played.
The percussion in this movie was really on point too.
Oh, definitely. I'm sorry. I felt I would have more to say about this movie.
I thought I would too.
I was so hyped, and I still am.
We could still do a full-on review for this with like a couple other people. We get like Deadpoolzilla and maybe Connor Nielsen, maybe.
Oh yeah, I might do that. Although
we could even try to get Ian and Steve.
I'd say the big thing for Infinity War, if we're gonna get everybody, because that seems more appropriate.
Yeah, but this movie's a pretty big deal too.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's true. I remember telling Cole. You know, I think this beats out Infinity War in terms of being a bigger deal culturally.
Yes, I agree.
I think it's going to be one of
Infinity War is certainly bigger in terms of how it affects the Marvel Universe overall, like continuity-wise, because Black Panther really does feel like the most separate of the Marvel movies. But in terms of cultural significance, I do think Black Panther is more important.
Oh, yeah. I'll just say this, you know, we're all white dudes, I think. Are we all white dudes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't want to generalize, because I don't know anybody's... So, you know, we don't feel as we get the significance. I have to be careful here. We get the significance, but you know, we can't experience it for ourselves because you know we dominate Hollywood. But I do understand, you know, for anyone who thinks this movie is very important because of what it represents, all black cast, all black crew, black director. Black writer.
It's important for the people like the kid at the end of this movie. It's for them.
It is. Yeah, like that. Yeah, exactly. Cole. Perfect. Couldn't have said it better yourself. It is.
Another thing I'll say is I found a surprising amount of parallels to Last Jedi in terms of like themes and stuff. Like the way the movie ends with that kid looking up at T'Challa really reminded me of Broom Boy at the end of Last Jedi.
Maybe he and Rian Johnson are friends. The director and Rian Johnson are friends. I hope so.
They definitely had similar themes and ideas going on.
Yeah.
And even, I remember somebody comparing Killmonger a little to Kylo Ren in a certain extent. Maybe not in terms of, like, motivations, but, you know, they're a little similar. This is what, maybe we're getting a little preview what Kylo Ren as Supreme Leader will be. It's all going to go downhill for him really quick.
Unfortunately, he's probably not going to have a trap beat playing in the background whenever he walks on the screen.
Yes.
He'll try. He'll get
Hux to beatbox for him.
Exactly. And every time he screws up, he pushes himself.
Now. Yes.
Someone on YouTube get on that. I want to see Hux beatboxing for Kylo Ren.
He just has that stoic expression and a beatbox in his hand. As says like I despise you look, while Kyle just tries to be all suave and cool and fails. Yeah, I definitely saw a little bit. I agree with you, Doc. I see some Last Jedi parallels. I don't know if you were here when I said this. I saw a lot of Lion King in this movie.
Yeah, visually. Yeah.
Visually, I wouldn't say story wise, but like again, I kept expecting Forrest Whitaker's characters to lift T'Challa up, like Rafiki did. Deal with fun with the Circle of Life playing in the background. Deal with fun away. Sorry.
Video ain't over until Joel sings.
Da 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 da. It's the circle of life.
Thank you, viewers, for watching after now hearing Joel sing.
Yes.
I want to personally thank you for that.
Also, armor-plated rhinoceroses are the best thing ever.
Yes.
Every army needs one.
Get
And
on
I
that
like that
song.
they didn't use real rhinoceroses because they're endangered.
Exactly.
Yes. I keep forgetting rhinoceroses are endangered.
Yeah.
That's sad. They poor Lily want them from the darn poachers, want them for their horns and the ivory.
Yep.
Or panthers. No real panthers were used in the making of this movie.
Oh, it would be so awesome if Wakanda's rhinoceroses' horns were made of vibranium.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. They even because they're special. I'm curious what the deal with the vibranium is. I wonder if it's connected from something in Guardians. Or, I mean, the galactic cosmos. Because it came from an asteroid.
Maybe Ego was picking his nose and he flicked the meteor at the Earth.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
I do know that comics-wise, vibranium is one of the few things stronger than adamantium.
Right.
That's
I mean,
the
not
one
that it really matters because adamantium doesn't exist in the MCU.
Not yet,
yeah,
it
well,
does.
at least not yet.
Not yet.
What
But
would they use it for?
Huh?
What would they use it for?
Adamantium?
Yeah,
Well, if we get Wolverine, if we get a recasting of Wolverine and they bring him in here, I guess we'll get that.
but I don't really think the X-Men would fit in the MCU.
I keep saying that, Doc, but I don't know. I don't know where I heard this. Apparently, they're dead set on saying, "Oh yeah, X-Men is going to be in the MCU," and I'm like, "Why would you do that?" I said this, Doc, and I don't know if I said this on Shooting the Skype. Fantastic Four is the most natural fit for this universe. You introduce them in Infinity War. That is the perfect way to do it. I don't know how you get X-Men in this universe except doing a time dimension thing.
Yeah, and on the subject of Fantastic Four, if you want to keep going bigger after Infinity War, who's the next logical step after Thanos?
Galactus.
Galactus, yeah.
Or
He's
Kang.
the next big bad after that.
Yep.
I mean, unless they want to do
Galactus.
Doctor Doom. Which Doctor Doom would be a good next step after Thanos.
Yeah.
And maybe Galactus later down the line.
And now they own the rights to Kang, who is another really big deal in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I know Dan was really keen on them doing Kang if they ever got Fantastic Four back.
That'd be awesome.
So, did you guys do any quick like sequel speculation, like where they might go from here?
I don't know much about the Black Panther villain.
I would assume that how do you say M'Baku? Thank you. M'Baku, thank you. I'd assume M'Baku is what you would do next.
Yeah. You would have to do a story where he turns on them.
Which is going to be sad for me, because I really like that character now.
I mean, we can introduce more than just Wakandan villains because they are outreaching to the rest of the world now.
Yes.
So other people are probably going to want their vibranium.
I'd like to see Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom try to take over or something.
Or I heard rumors that one of the original villains for this movie was going to be Kraven.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
Who's Kraven
So
again?
maybe we'll see him show up in the next one.
Who's
Well,
Kraven?
that's the funny thing, Jock. I'll tell you in a minute, Joel. I don't know if they're still doing this, but at one point when Sony was doing the whole talks of a sequel to Amazing Spider-Man 2, the big thing they were talking about doing was Kraven's Last Hunt.
Yeah,
They were
but
talking
that's
that.
more of that's a Spider-Man thing.
I
isn't
know,
it?
but yes, but if they're still for that, I assume at some point we're going to see Kraven in this universe, and I think Kraven would be a great fit for Wakanda, especially fit with that whole aesthetic.
Who's Craven again?
Kraven is a Spider-Man villain. He's called Kraven the Hunter. He's after to hunt the most dangerous game and things. And the whole thing with Kraven's Last Hunt, the book, is that he goes to hunt Spider-Man, and the way he accomplishes it, and then at the end he kills himself because there is no greater hunt than Spider-Man.
Ooh, wow, okay. Part of me kind of hope they bring Claw back. I don't know. I like Andy Serkis. I like his performance.
Well, they could in some way bring Claw back. I mean, we're in a universe where you can do basically anything with that, so I think there's a potential he could come back.
I mean, I don't know that villain enough whether or not he can warrant his own sequel, but the way he performed was great. Hard to believe he was in Age of Ultron.
He was in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I know.
I would like to at some point see Black Panther taking on maybe the neo-Nazis and the KKK, maybe just
Bring
straight
back
up kicking
Hydra.
their asses.
Bring back Hydra. That'd be nice.
Yeah, dude. If you're gonna do that, bring back Hydra and connect things to that. I'm surprised we aren't doing more stuff with Hydra in terms of that.
Because they're destroyed.
Which maybe,
I mean, Zemo's still around and he's still kicking. So
yeah, that might be how they bring Hydra back, is through Zemo.
Yeah, sure. You don't have to be German to be Hydra, I guess.
Well, yeah, because the guy that they got in Winter Soldier clearly wasn't German. He may have been, but I don't think he was.
Nah, he was American.
Yeah. Or you do what Joel probably has always wanted them to do, you bring back Red Skull.
Yes. I don't know if he's a Black Panther. It can be a Black Panther villain, but hey, Captain America was in Wakanda and Bucky's still there, so.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I'm glad they showed Bucky at the end, by the way. Yeah, Bucky's around here somewhere. I know he's not really helping. I don't think he probably wants to, but I wonder what he was doing during the whole revolution thing. To be fair, that only
Well, remember, Joel, he was asleep.
Oh, yeah. Plus, that probably only lasted for, a couple days? At least.
That's a good question. How long did Bucky stay asleep for?
I thought he was... Well, he seemed to be getting up and down because he was wearing the clothes.
Oh, okay.
Now we're talking more just the revolution was Killmonger as the king. He seemed to last only, for a few days.
Maybe.
Or at least maybe a week, at least. But yeah, that's a sequel. I'd like to see them expand. 'Cause this movie did have a bit of a Marvel Phase 1 kind of vibe to it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good Phase 1 movie, to be and probably a little deeper as well. But, still with an origin film, so you still gotta hit the origin points.
Oh, I'm looking up lists of Black Panther villains, and going back to Fantastic Four, apparently one of the villains that Black Panther has fought in the past is Namor.
Huh. Wait, wait a minute. Namor.
He's from Atlantis.
I remember that, but I think there was something. I remember hearing his name somewhere, and I think his name I think is in a rights dispute right now. I don't know if that's directly under Fox.
Yeah, didn't Marvel want the rights to him?
I think so, but wasn't he under? I thought he was under Universal.
Mm.
I need to look that up later. I can't remember that. I thought there was a whole rights dispute with him right at some point.
And Hulk has a rights dispute for now, until Disney buys up them. But I know.
I mean, that would be an interesting thing pairing them together because Namor is the leader of his own hidden civilization.
Yeah.
So seeing them go head to head would be interesting.
Yep.
That'd be cool. And Doctor Doom is as well. So
yeah.
Yep.
Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll get a Fantastic Four Black Panther crossover.
And which is funny because that's where Black Panther first. Which is funny because that's where Black Panther first showed up, was in a Fantastic Four comic.
Yeah.
That's where he
Wakanda
first appeared.
versus what's Doctor Doom's world again? The nation
Very.
Latveria,
Latveria.
yeah.
Wakanda versus Latveria. I like that already.
Versus Atlantis.
It's a
Yes.
three-way city, a war between the micronations. The Advanced Micronations War. I like it. Oh.
Also, apparently, Black Panther. Sorry, what, Joel?
Oh no. You go. You go first. I'll bring it up later.
Apparently, Black Panther has also fought Ghost, who's going to be in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting. But I was gonna say I love the beginning first shot. By the way, just the way they introduced the world and stuff. Like, here are all the 5 tribes.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me a little of Avatar. Like, then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. But I like that. I like that history. I just like,
Yeah.
ooh, make a movie about ancient Wakanda, like the first Black Panther.
That would be a very interesting movie to tell.
Indeed. That's all I can say until we probably do a bigger review, maybe next week or something.
This has
I'm
been
definitely-
this has been a good year for black superheroes. We've got Black Panther, Black Lightning, and we've got that Miles Morales movie coming out in December.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't Black Lightning though a CW show?
But
Yes.
it's awesome. It's a really, really good show.
Oh,
That's good to
CW
hear.
is actually doing something good for
Like,
once.
it doesn't feel like a CW show. It feels like an HBO show.
That's what Arrow season 1 felt too, and then we all remember what happened.
Yeah, but Greg Berlanti isn't involved with this one, so I have more faith in him.
Okay. Yeah, and that Miles Morales show looks good too. So yay. And again,
Sony's actually doing something good for once.
Yeah. Doc, let me ask you this. I don't know if I heard your thoughts on this. What were your thoughts on the Venom trailer?
there was a
My
Venom
thoughts
trailer?
are, it looks like every other mediocre sci-fi thriller movie that's come out over the last 10 years.
Yes. I said this on Twitter, Doc. I said a few days after seeing that trailer, I forgot that movie even existed.
Yeah.
And which is really sad because I should be excited for a Venom movie. And then I realized, well, Sony hasn't been winning anyone over recently, so
And they probably are ready to give up, from what I've heard.
yeah.
Also, since we're here, even though we talked about it a little bit, let's go back. I'm sorry, but we're here. Let's do this. Just do this. Doc, give your thoughts on the Solo trailer. I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but you're here now. It's recording. Just give your thoughts. You can debate with Cole. It's going to be fun.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a cool trailer. I'm looking forward to the movie. I don't need it to be an amazing movie. I just need it to be, I mean, if it is amazing, awesome, but I just need it to be a good, fun movie. And if it's more than that, cool. But I don't need it to be like the greatest thing ever. I mean, we already have the greatest thing ever for Last Jedi, so.
Yep.
Until I get
we're
my
already
Old
kinda
Republic
spoiled.
movie.
Joel and I went on for probably close to an hour, 40 minutes, going in depth what it would take for Star Wars to really screw up.
What would kill Star Wars, basically? Which is actually a good debate topic that you should invite Cole for. Because he has a lot
I'm
to
of
say.
the opinion that you can't kill a franchise. Like, personally, I think it's impossible. Like, even things with like the Transformers movies and stuff, even though those movies are terrible, the Transformers franchise is still in a pretty good place, all
Yeah.
things considered.
And apparently,
like-
the movie franchise is getting rebooted.
Well, we'll see, I guess.
Yep.
For me, nothing will ever top the animated movie from the 80s.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they do War for Cybertron, but make that a movie that could top that. Especially if they
I
get
would
the
really love to
Well,
see
if you
that.
want that, just look up the cutscenes online.
yeah. That's probably the best thing to do.
That's probably the best Transformers movie we're ever gonna get.
Yeah. Doc, let me ask you something. I asked Joel this. Is there any way Lucasfilms could reboot Star Wars? Is that possible?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it would make any sense from a marketing standpoint. And if Last Jedi didn't alienate a lot of the fan base, I think that definitely would.
I agree. Joel and I talked about that, and we both agree. I don't think there's any. If you really start messing your movies up, you're putting yourself in a predicament. I agree with you. You really can't kill a franchise. I forget who said this. Franchises kind of go away for times at a time. It happened with Star Wars 4.
They go through peaks and valleys.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I mean, Star Wars had a pretty good peak with movies in the 80s and 90s. Then they hit a valley in the 2000s, and now they're back at another peak now. So,
well, if you want to get a little more technical, they had.
But unfortunately, the video games are kind of in a valley.
We actually talked about that, Doc. Have you heard the rumors that they might be giving it they might take away the license and give it to Activision or Ubisoft?
I hope so. I'm just done with EA and their bullshit. Like,
amen to that.
I mean, Battlefront 2, I really enjoyed it when I first played it, but after everything that's happened, it's just harder and harder for me to really enjoy it because I can't help but think of all the ridiculous stuff that went on behind the scenes behind that game. And what's sad about it is that you can tell that there were a lot of Star Wars fans working on that, and you can tell that there were people working on it who really cared about it, but they were just buried beneath all these corporate mandates and just like...
I've said this on Twitter, and I wonder if you agree with me, Doc. I want a Battlefront novelization of that campaign.
Yeah.
I feel like a novelization could really give that story a roundabout way. Especially if you get the... is it Christy Goldie who wrote Inferno Squad?
Christy Golden.
If you Christy Golden... what am I call Goldie? If you get Christy Golden to write it, like, then she can kind of do what she did with Inferno Squad, take what the campaign did, kind of blend it together. I feel like you have more of a cohesive story for Aiden. Because I like Aiden.
Because the thing with Battlefront 2's campaign mode, I'm not against... Given what we... Cole, did you read Inferno Squad?
No, I didn't.
Okay, given what we learn about Aiden from Inferno Squad, I'm not against the idea of her turning on the Empire necessarily. I just think the way they did it was kind of rushed in the campaign mode. And it just felt a little too easy for me. Especially compared to how in-depth we go with her character in Inferno Squad and why she's so dedicated to the Empire.
I mean, she was for the destruction of Alderaan. She was pro, let's blow it up.
Yeah.
You don't go from that to...
Although, to be fair, Leia kind of was too after, but...
Wait, when? When was that? I remember that.
You remember, like, there was an issue of the Leia comic where she says... Like, even though she's sad that Alderaan was destroyed, she said she wouldn't have wanted to be any other way because, in the end, the destruction of Alderaan ended up motivating the galaxy to turn on the Empire. It's a really good speech in one of the comics.
I'm sure it's a little more nuanced than she's pro destruction of Alderaan, but I kind of get that.
Well, it's the way she words it. Like, she says, like, in my own head, I've destroyed my own planet 1,000,000 times, and there are times where I have dark moments where I call myself things like murderer and monster, but in the end, I just have to accept the fact that this is a thing that happened, and I wouldn't change it because in the end, it did help inspire the rebellion to stand up and fight. It's a really good speech.
Aiden's more the dark side, more like, those people are all rebel scum. They're going to be killing us one day. We got to destroy them, blow it up.
I mean, obviously, I'm not saying she liked the destruction of Alderaan. Obviously,
right.
I'm just saying she saw it as a necessary way to stop the Empire.
Right. Martyrdom for Alderaan in a way.
Exactly.
We got deep here. This is what happens on Shooting the Skype. Anything's happened. This is why I love Shooting the Skype, folks. This is that sort of random unstructuredness that I'm more akin to. But yeah, that was sad because of Battlefront. I actually played Battlefront the campaign with a friend of mine. We were having lots of fun actually. That game gets hard, especially for me. I'm not a first person shooter. I'm an RPG. Push the X and triangle button kind of guy.
Even then, Joel has trouble with even that.
I beat Roxas, okay, Cole? I beat him good. I beat him well. I beat his little blonde head into smithereens.
How
So, speaking of Marvel, obviously the next big thing is Infinity War, and that's definitely going to be a game changer for the MCU. Um, so, who do you guys think is going to die in that movie?
Everyone.
Oh.
But okay, be serious. I actually do have a theory. Everyone dies and is brought back to life by the end because of the Infinity Stones. Um,
I don't think they would do that personally.
well, if people are actually gonna die,
Like, I think
Captain
from
America,
I think
Hawkeye, maybe.
I would think Cap is most likely.
yeah,
I
especially. Sorry, what?
especially if they're going to adapt a comic where Bucky takes over the mantle, or if they
Yeah,
have Falcon and Bucky go head and head trying to go for the mantle.
I'm more Falcon myself, but that's just me. Um, 'Cause I heard that comic actually started out quite well before Nick Spencer went. Um,
I doubt they're going to kill off Black Widow because apparently she's getting her own movie.
if Nick, or it could be said in the past. To be fair, Cole,
It could be.
I don't think any of the Guardians are gonna die.
No, I don't think they'll
Thor
kill any of the
could.
Guardians.
Loki,
Yeah, well, if
Loki,
they're,
Loki could die.
I think Loki's gonna
I
die.
think because he's kind
yeah.
of nearing that redemption arc of his. You see, Loki's a good example, I think, Cole, of what a redemption arc could look like for someone like, or at least a post defeat of Kylo could look like.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're gonna kill Tony. I can see that because Tony has kind of had his arc at this point, but at the same time, Tony is now kind of essential to Peter's character. Like he
Yeah.
was a huge part in Homecoming, so I think if they're gonna kill Tony anywhere, I think it might be in one of the Spider-Man movies.
yeah.
He's Uncle
Like they
Ben.
might just go full on Obi-Wan Kenobi with it.
They go Uncle Ben on him. Again, twice this happened to you, Peter.
That would be really interesting if they kill off Tony in a Spider-Man movie. I would love to see that kind of parallel drawn with Peter. I think that could hit really hard.
Yeah,
I'd
um,
be serious to see some of our friend reactions to that.
Like maybe Craven stabs him and his body disappears, and then he just whispers to Peter, "Run, Peter, run."
Look, kid, you got no. It can be more like, look, kid, you just run, okay? Just run. I can't do a Robert Downey impression. I'm sorry, but it's gonna be something like that.
If any of the Guardians are gonna die, I think Drax is the most likely. Maybe.
I don't want any of the Guardians to die. They're too fun together. You need them all.
Yeah, I doubt they're gonna kill Groot again because
That happened.
they kind of already established that he pretty much can't die.
Yeah. Or maybe, and that'll be the reason we get Baby Groot again.
Maybe.
We gotta sell that merchandise. Thor.
Yep,
I
got it.
think Loki's probably gonna die.
Yeah, I think Thor.
Hawkeye could die.
I don't think Thor's gonna die because I think they're setting up a new thing with him because the way his arc ended in Thor Ragnarok, where he loses his eye, and now he's kind of like trying to like fix the legacy of Asgard and what his father did. So I think that's going to be his new arc going from here.
Agreed.
And he needs those Thor movies because Chris Hemsworth did not do well outside of Thor.
I mean,
Sadly.
what do you think they'll do? I mean, Surtur's still around, obviously, but I mean, you never know. Maybe
What do you
Thanos and Surtur will team up. Who knows?
What do you think they'll do after what, Joel? Doc?
If they make more Thor movies, where do you go after Ragnarok?
I don't know.
I
mean, I don't know Thor enough to say.
I don't know what you do with Thor after Ragnarok, honestly. What do you do? I guess you do more stuff centered around Earth, I guess. Or maybe, or the only other thing I can think of you doing something else with Thor is doing more stuff with the Nine Realms.
Maybe.
I think that's
Or
what you
maybe they'll. Or sorry, what?
maybe do something with the Frost Giants.
Maybe. Or maybe kill him off and then bring in a female Thor.
That'd be nice.
would be
Captain
interesting.
Marvel in Infinity War or no?
Yes, she's been confirmed to be in Infinity War.
Is she already Captain Marvel at this point? I mean,
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, yes, because the
I'm
movie
interested how
Captain
to.
Marvel,
That's
because
right.
when she's entered, because Captain Marvel the movie takes place in the 1990s.
That's right. I forget that. I always forget. Okay. Right. Um. I've heard rumors of like time travel coming in the next Avengers thing, but I'm not sure.
I I'm scared of that. Obviously,
I am too.
I've
time
heard,
travel never, ever, 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 ever goes well in most things.
No, it does not.
Unless you're Doctor Who. Well, actually, no, it
Unless,
doesn't, because Doctor Who
Or
even
Back
screws
to
it
the
up.
Future. I think Back to the Future is the best example of how to handle time travel, but even that gets kind of shaky at
We actually
points.
said
the only
that.
time
Actually, yeah. Sorry, Doc. Go ahead. Cole.
That's all I need to say.
the only time I ever find time travel ever works is when you're dealing with that solely. The moment you try bringing that into an established universe, you start
Unless it's part of the universe already,
yes, but
like Doctor Who.
If you bring it in, but Doctor Who is kind of a time travel thing.
Yeah.
Unless it's solely a time travel thing, you start really convoluting the story because let's be honest, people, time travel is never consistent in anything it's in usually.
So, Cole, what you're
Mostly
saying...
because there's no established rules for it, because shocking fact, but time travel doesn't actually exist.
Yes.
Don't destroy my dreams of owning my own TARDIS.
And I know what Joel's about to ask me. Go ahead, Joel.
So you don't want episode 10 to be about Palpatine coming back, even though he traveled back in time and got 13 different versions of himself to unleash the 13 darknesses against the 7 lights of Jedi for the ultimate battle of Star Wars Force Hearts?
Is that a Doctor Who reference?
No, that's a Kingdom Hearts reference.
It's like,
Oh.
The Kingdom Hearts
as much as I would love to see that, just because it sounds hilarious, that would probably be one of the very, very, very few things that could kill Star Wars.
Because the last Kingdom Hearts game had time travel in it, and that went so well.
Yeah.
I'm not bitter. Even though I got to see Leonard Nimoy again. Now he's dead, sadly.
To be fair, Joel, you have not played through that game. I don't want to hear it.
Is that really that bad a game in terms of gameplay?
That's a story for another time. Anyway.
Okay. Oh boy. I touched the nerve.
So, going back to Infinity War, I think Cap is a very likely possibility for someone who could die. I think Tony could die, and we could deal with the repercussions of his death in the next Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting. I think Hulk could potentially die. Although,
well, I'm hesitant
or
on
maybe
saying that.
Hulk will die and Bruce Banner will stay alive, or Bruce will die and Hulk will stay alive.
I think Hulk has to stay around because apparently there are talks to do some Hulk stuff with some Hulk and company movies in the future.
Yeah, and plus they haven't done that much with him. So
yeah.
I don't think
yeah. So I think we're likely to see him stay alive. Hawkeye.
Do you think maybe Vision?
I think he has to die.
I can see him coming back though. I don't know, but yeah, he's definitely gonna have a death. What, Scarlet Witch then?
Or maybe he'll run away and adapt Tom King's story where he raises a family.
Maybe.
Have him raise his family with Scarlet Witch. I'd love to see that.
I thought that was some other character who did that.
I mean, in universe, we're setting up that the two of them have a thing with each other. I mean, that's pretty apparent with
oh yeah,
with the Infinity War.
I definitely think Loki's gonna die.
Yeah. I don't think is Ant-Man's in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he has to stay alive. Wasp stays alive.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel obviously stays alive.
Bucky could die though.
Maybe.
Oh, you want to know who I'm scared of dying because Spider-Man is going to be in this?
Who?
Happy.
Oh yeah, that was.
I'm scared Happy's going to die.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Not Happy. No. Don't even think about it. I don't want to think about it.
I'm thinking of Coulson all over again.
Oh no. He's gonna be the catalyst that unites everyone together after Civil War. Like everyone remembered the great times they had with Happy.
Is Nick Fury in this movie?
I have no idea.
Well, we hear his voice in the trailer, so I assume.
Yeah.
I
hope he doesn't die.
I could totally
don't think he will.
I don't think he will either. I think he has to stick around.
Mm,
Who else is a possibility? I doubt
Scarlet
Falcon.
Witch, maybe.
Scarlet Witch is possible. Also, Doc, another thing to touch on, if they somehow bring the X-Men into it, I don't know how you do the whole, there are two Quicksilvers, and Scarlet Witch and
Yeah.
Quicksilver in this universe aren't Magneto's children. I don't know how you...
Unless it's just a complete and total reboot, and they have totally different versions of from the characters than we saw in the old X-Men movies.
True.
well, we
Like
have
Wolverine is like Wolverine, like if they're gonna bring back Wolverine in any movie, he has to be completely different from Hugh Jackman's version.
Yes.
Like we have to go straight up like short, hairy Canadian guy with a drinking problem.
but we
Yeah.
have to consider that Thanos is probably going to destroy the universe because that's what happens in that Infinity comic.
I think
You
also
have to
going
be
off
curious
what...
to see what the universe is like after he reboots it.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what the next Avengers movie is like, because I think someone said, I'll be interested to see what the consequences of Infinity War are. Because let's quote this. Robert Downey Jr. said in an interview, Thanos doesn't lose.
That could
Yeah.
just, to be fair, you can be defeated and not lose. Zemo won.
Well,
For all
he
intents-
gets. Well, he might be defeated, but I think there's going to be major consequences.
Oh, you know what I think would be cool? Going back to Black Panther for a second.
What?
I would like if the next Black Panther movie maybe centered on the mainly centered on the female characters as the main protagonists, with like Black Panther as a side character, maybe.
That'd be cool. I
That
mean,
would be interesting.
this movie's very much an ensemble cast in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So yeah, if more focus on them would be great. But yeah, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty good with what we discussed today.
Also, one other thing: if we get a universe where it's all destroyed and Wakanda is still around, maybe have Wakanda aiding in the reconstruction of the world.
Oh yeah,
That's a good one.
That's
I'm
cool.
sure that's gonna be one of the outliers. But yeah, and I think with that, folks, that would be Shooting the Skype episode 2. Thanks, Doc, for joining us. We normally don't probably have special guests for Shooting the Skype, but this was a special day because this is the randomness of Shooting the Skype. We're just a bunch of guys talking. Sometimes people come in, sometimes people come out. That sounds wrong in some ways. But yeah, that was great. Thanks for everybody for joining. Leave a comment. If you got this far, this is probably going to be a long video. That's going to be like 2 hours. I think it was longer than our
Over 2 hours.
first one too, and we got into a lot of tangents, but hey, we're shooting the Skype here. So yeah, thanks for joining us, and until next time, later everybody.